gentlemen, I'm Thando, and this is our last video for 2021. So I figured I'd ask the people who follow me on Instagram. If you're not one of those people, what are you doing? Go follow me on there. So I asked the people there to ask me a few questions so I can answer them on here, and we can kill two birds with one stone. We've got about 2,000 new subscribers on here. Welcome. So you guys can get to know me better, and the people that have been here for a while can just get to check on me. Let's get into these questions. These questions, you know, I watch people's Q&As and you guys ask them. I love how I'm saying you guys as if you are actually, because YouTube gives me a list of people that you follow. So you do give these people like fun, cute, you know, silly questions. Mina, you always just like ask me some deep stuff, man. What's up with that? Also give me fun questions. I'm a fun person. Come on. Anyway, let's start this off nice and slow. First question is, unjani, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. There's other people who also asked me how I was doing. Emotionally, I'm all over the place, to be honest. I genuinely need to go back to therapy. It's showing. Spiritually, girl, that is a story for another day. Wow, shambles. And physically, I'm doing better. I did suffer from cocorico for the past 2 weeks, but it wasn't too bad because I am vaxxed and relaxed. I was only sick for about 3 days maximum, but I had to isolate, obviously, because you can still give it to people, and some people are not vaxxed, so I don't want to kill nobody. Anyway, I feel good. I feel strong. I do, however, really would like to go back to gym. I miss agility. I miss strength, better strength than this. I miss flexibility. I miss a free studio, dance studio. So yeah, I think in the coming year, I really need to consider going back to the gym just for that, just to feel a little bit better than I do right now. Yeah, that's how I am. Second question, what lessons did you learn this year? I learned a lot of lessons this year, but the biggest one for me was self-respect. I think because I spent so much time in my 20s just self-loathing, it was very easy for anyone to have a negative opinion about me that they would share with me boldly, and I would just take it as truth, because I was really obsessed with knowing what people thought and felt about me. So it wasn't unsolicited at all. Like, I would also like seek it out. I don't know if it was also a part of my self-flagellating. This year I was like, no more of that. We are respecting ourselves now. I can't believe I spent so much of my life allowing people to like tell me their opinions about me, and I would just take it as truth, because I also agreed and wanted someone to add on to the self-hatred that I had for that part of myself. So yeah, we're not doing that anymore. That's 2020. Now that I'm on a journey of radical self-love, it really calls for me to accept myself and love myself as I am before expecting anyone else to. And that also calls for me to love the parts of myself that are not so grand. So that doesn't leave any space for me to accept anyone's rubbish projections on me. 2021 was really the year where I learned how to fight for myself, and that includes both defense and attack. Before, I just knew how to stand up for myself and defend myself if someone attacked. Now, girl, I'm ready. Let's go. Cash me outside. And to be honest with you, that doesn't only go for my psyche and my mental health, also goes physically. I don't care anymore. Like, if you're going to start me, I won't start nobody, but I'm certainly going to finish it. Next question, what is your dating age group? My dating age group, I think, is around 30 and upwards. And I say upwards, I'll probably cap it at like 70 or something, depending on the person. I just find that people in that age group, is it even an age group if it's that vast? But yeah, it's just so broad. I find that I have a better chance of finding somebody who will be able to hold me emotionally, psychologically, physically, financially, mentally, you know, than a person who's younger than that. And I think it stems from the fact that my youngest sister's 26, Uzanele, the middle sister, is 27. I think there's a psychological thing that's happening there. I just think, how old are you? 27? Oh, my younger sister, you know. So I can't do it. And this is not to say that it's guaranteed that if you date in the age group that I've mentioned, you will absolutely find these people who are so mature, and like, because I've definitely met some 40-year-olds who refuse to heal, refuse to grow, and refuse to work on themselves, and that leaves them just engaging with people still very much in a mentality of like a 25-year-old. But I just reckon I have a better chance at finding just the right person in that age group. If you had to write 5 sentence letters to your 5 exes, what would you say? First of all, I've got 4 exes, not 5. Not 5, just 4. I've only ever dated 4 people in my life. Sure, I think, okay, ex number 1, my 5 sentence letter. Yeah, my 5 sentence letter to my first ex ever will probably be, too many more memories. We made it through a really tough year in our friendship. So I'm guessing we're stuck with each other forever. Clearly, if we made it through that, gosh. And yeah, I love you a ton. The second ex, cheers to a growing friendship, albeit at a very glacial pace. Thank you for your patience. I have no idea how you dated me when we dated. I was insufferable, although I don't feel guilty about it anymore because it does come with the territory of dating a 21-year-old. So my third ex, if your husband's acting up, call me. Our thing was short-lived, but it was fun and special, and it left me with no scars, so thank you for that. And then to my fourth ex, what an honor it was to bear witness to the beginning stages of your self-discovery. Thank you for the fun and adventures, and also thank you for loving me fiercely. Yeah, those are my letters. What a question. Next question. Hey Thando, you look so fearless. I always wonder, what do you fear the most and why? Do you see what I mean when I say you guys just don't, you don't give me further questions? Okay, the previous one was a little bit, okay, anyway. What do I fear the most? Poverty? Definitely poverty. I also fear myself. I fear my light. I fear my potential. And I think someone really bewitched me with that, because what is that? And I also fear disappointment, and it's such a futile fear because disappointment is inevitable on this earth, but it's silly because it means that I don't do nearly as much as I would like to, because I'm worried and scared that people will disappoint me. But the thing is, one thing that's consistent about humanity is that we will maben Hashem. We are absolute disappointments constantly, including myself. So what's that about? Yeah, I need to go back to therapy. Next question. What's your skincare routine? Because girl, your skin be popping. You know, this is how I know this person is either new here or you guys don't believe me when I tell you what my skin routine is. Thank you, but I really do nothing for my skin. If you have the funds, please stop asking people on the internet what they do for their skin and then taking those regimens, because you really need a specifically tailored regimen for your skin. I'll never sit here and tell you lies. I barely drink water. I wash my face with whatever soap is available whenever. What else do people say you do for your skin? 3-step toning and cleansing and da-da-da. I don't do any of that. I just wash my face with whatever, whenever. I do nothing. It's genes. I do nothing for my skin. So I can't. Nothing. Nothing is the answer. It's not me. I'm sorry. Next question. How does Thando pour into a cup? You appear so self-aware and fulfilled, and it's beautiful to witness. I am the most unfulfilled person I know. However, I will admit to being a little overly self-aware, to be honest with you. It can be a little detrimental because I just live too much in my head. how do I pour into my cup? Honestly, when I was going to therapy, there were like moments of therapy where it felt really incredibly self-indulgent. You know, when there's a lull and you go to therapy and it's like a meh session, not necessarily a meh session, but like you just sit there and you talk about yourself and have someone listen to you for an hour, and they're there for you and they're there to back you up and defend you and stand up for you even against yourself. I found that to be really just like cup cluttering, you know. So if you can afford therapy, do that. It's tough. Those moments are far and few in between. The rest of it is just sobbing and re-traumatizing yourself. But the moments of therapy where it's like just super self-indulgent, they're delicious. Come on now. Come on. The second thing I think I do is just consistent, tireless, unrelenting self-discovery. It's been really tough for me of late because it's not I say it like it's a self-discovery. It's hard, it's tough, and it has been for me of late, but we keep on pushing, man. So yeah, those are the things that I do to keep my cup full, and also just surrounding myself with people who don't require me to perform, so I can just actually exist as myself. Because I've found in the past, when I surround myself with people who need me to, who like almost force you to reach your full potential at their pace, there's resentment that comes out of that, and also just like stress, right? Because I'm like, okay, this person says, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you will reach your full potential like next week. And I'm like, it's okay if it takes me another 5 years. I'm okay. I'm still here. Like, what's the rush? Can I do it at my own pace? So yeah, that's just not acting and not pandering to other people's ideas of who you should become and what potential you have to become that person. Hope that answers that question. Next one. What challenges, if any, do you face as a queer person at a work environment, and how do you solve them? I work in the gayest office ever, so I am the worst person to ask about that. Even my previous job, it was the most queer friendly environment, so I actually don't have experience of what it's like to be queer and be ostracized because of it. However, I do, if you are going through that, please seek help, professional help from someone who can actually help you address it in a professional manner, because we don't want you to lose your job, but you can try to alert people to treat you differently, and treat you, not differently actually, to treat you the same way that they treat everybody else at the office, because who you're sleeping with is none of their business. That's not what you're there for. How do you deal with feeling like you're stuck and can't get yourself going? This is a rough one. I haven't always been good at this, but I'm getting better at it as I'm growing older. And I think it's also a testament to the work I've done on myself psychologically and mentally and emotionally. How I deal with feeling stuck. First of all, I have to examine if I am indeed stuck or if it's just a feeling, and then labeling the reasons why I might be stuck or just feeling stuck, and then start to map out a solution to get myself out of that position. If it's something that requires more than my mere mortal might, then I have to acknowledge that and let it go as such. It's like, it's beyond my control. I've done everything to unstuck myself. Now higher powers have to take over. But if it's something that I can work on, then I start to take the measures to unstuck myself. But in that process, those few steps, obviously it's very layered and there's several other things that you do, but that process makes it easier for me to regulate my feelings around being stuck. Because if I wallow in the feeling of being stuck, it makes it like it jams me into the stuckness even more. So you have to kind of take a beat, assess the situation, acknowledge what's going on, see if you can get help from somewhere else, or if you just need to fast and pray there until something divine comes in, takes you out of that situation. I know it's easier said than done, but it truly is that simple. What's the easiest way to make queer friends? Honestly, I don't think there's an easiest way or quicker way to make queer friends than social media. I know so many people in real life that are queer through social media. I met one of my best friends, Manani, on social media. Yeah, and social media makes it easy to know that this person is my person, to know that this is my tribe, right? Because you scroll through their stuff, well, hopefully if they're authentic and tell them the truth, because gosh knows the things that you guys do on social media, too much. But I find that's the best way. That's honestly the best way. But if you're not vibing with social media, which I don't know how, because you asked me this question on Instagram, so surely you're there. But if you're still not vibing with meeting people in the virtual world, attend queer events. These past few weeks, I think 2 months actually, it's just been jam-packed. The calendar has been jam-packed, and some of these events are actually quite affordable, relatively, obviously. But go to them. Find a friend to sponsor you to go to it and mingle with people. When I say find a friend, you couldn't even find a straight friend, just anybody that you know. Hopefully you're not alone on this planet. And just mingle with people. But definitely I'd suggest sliding into those DMs, shoot your friendship shot. It's honestly just as much work as romantic shot shooting. If not more, to be quite honest, because the queer community is very small, so there tends to be this weird thing of people moving in packs, and it can get really cliquey in high school. So that's why I'm saying it might be even harder than trying to find romance, because you have to penetrate a whole crew of people who protect each other and the circle. So, but all the best. I hope you pluck up the courage and just shoot your friendship shots on the DMs, man. Next question. Are you currently dating anyone? I am. Next question. What are your ultimate goals with YouTube? YouTube is my hobby. More than anything, I love that we've honed a community on here. It's so lovely. I'll post a video just like bearing my soul, and the comment section will be full of people encouraging, putting a mirror up against myself to just help me see things in a different perspective. Some people reach out to me on Instagram on the DMs, and it's like a proper real conversation, and it's proper real people. Like, I feel like my community is like, I can't just do anything with you guys. Like, you are a reflection of me. Like, a lot of you are, and I guess that's why you click on these videos, because you vibe with the way that we think here, the way that we talk here. And when I say talk, I mean like the language, not necessarily, not the way I speak, not my use of vocabulary, but what we speak and how we speak it. I find that you guys are exactly the same. So I love that kind of vibe here. However, I do use YouTube as a way for me to keep a pulse on the digital storytelling world. And also to keep my creative writing skills, my visual storytelling skills, and just my creativity at large lubricated. Because my mission is not to be here forever. This is really just a platform for me to check the pulse. I'd like to actually write and develop a feature film next year, which would ideally probably be aired on one of the streaming services, and not YouTube. So YouTube is really just, it's a stepping stone for me, and also a nice stethoscope to just check what's happening here in this world, and just keep me abreast with that kind of thing, so that I don't lose touch. Those are my plans with my YouTube. What is your major highlight of the year? Even though it's probs hasn't been the best of yours, it hasn't really. I think my highlight is really just seeing myself finally, seeking validation from other people and getting it. It's thrilling, it's amazing. But I don't know, like self-loving is on another level. It's just, come on. Like no one can take that away from you. And it's just, I don't know. I don't think I thought I'd ever reach this point, and I don't know when it's just where I've been mentally in regards to my relationship with myself. It's been a mess, man. It's been a mess. Especially in my adulthood. I think when I was younger, like until 20, I was very sure of myself. I self-loved. Like I was just sure of everything. And then I became an adult and shambles. Things just fell apart. And I was like, who am I? What am I doing? What's going on? But this year I've circled back and we're back. So that feels like a highlight. And I know it's not something tangible and something that you can see and I can point to, but yeah, that's the truth. And what are you most proud of yourself for? Again, I feel like this answer is boring because it's nothing that you can see. I'm really proud of having the reins back in my life. For a while there, life was happening to me and I felt out of control. I felt like I had no control, and now it feels like we've got a handle on this. Now we can start to move differently, and I'm proud of myself for that. It's been hard. So I'm sorry, it's a boring answer, but it is what it is. Biggest lesson your 30s have taught you. I had no idea that my 30s would be for rebranding and renovating my interior design as a human being. Wow, all this unlearning that we keep hearing about and we are doing has a tendency to leave just like vacant spaces in your heart, in your mind, in your life. You unlearn being boundaryless and you start setting boundaries, and you lose friendships that have been around for a very long time. And now you're like, no, I don't like that. Stop that now. And they don't like it very much. So you lose friends, which means you have to now rebuild and start making new friendships at this big age. Yeah, you gain new information, which means then you have to tweak a value here, a principle there, a moral compass there, and that opens your mind and your world up to new opportunity. And your old self would have probably been so fixated on the negatives and the what ifs, and you have to abandon that and take a leap, learn how to take a leap. Your style has changed or is changing. You don't look the same. And you have to accept this new version of yourself. And for me, I realized I have spent so much time placing morality in places that shouldn't. What was I doing? Like everything was like, oh, I can't do this and you can't act that way, especially not around me, because my moral compass says, and just the moral compass of the world in general. What was I talking about? Some things just don't need you to, there's no morality to it. Just do stuff, make mistakes, be foolish, all of the things. Obviously, while you're about your wits, but yeah, man, I wasted so much time being a morality champion. For what? For what, babes? Don't care anymore. And the last thing I think is just finally accepting that no one is coming. No one is coming. It's just only me. Anything that's going wrong in my life, it's just I. Anything that's going good in my life, I'm going to have to cultivate it and make it go well. I don't know, I've always thought someone was coming to save me. There's always something, a higher, a under. No one is coming, babes. And I think the more I accept it, the better I'm able to tackle my things and not be so anxious and not like sit and wait. Because I am the thing that's coming for myself. Yeah, those are the lessons. Would you consider branding yourself as an influencer? Do I have influence over some people? Sure. When brands reach out to me to work with them, they reach out to me to work with them as an influencer. So sure, it's just I struggle with that on a personal level, but I guess it's not personal, just because like the influencer, in my view, as it were, is nowhere near the person that I am, even in influencing spaces. Like there's just such a big misalignment there that I struggle to say it with my chest. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think other people can decide if I'm not an influencer or not. Certainly not me. It's also not my mission. Like I said when I was explaining my YouTube plans, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. How are the sessions with the new psychologist going? They are not. I didn't take my previous therapist's recommendation to see the other therapist. I need to go back. It shows, and I need to go back. Check on me in February. Yes? Childhood dreams that you are still excited to pursue. My only dream as a child was to get out of my hometown, Pietermaritzburg, and I did that at the age of 16, 15. So yeah, that was my only dream, my biggest dream. Obviously that was like the core of the dream, but it was attached to independence, buying my own home, making money, all of the things. So I've achieved all of those things. Any other dream that I've developed is in my adulthood. So I've pretty much nailed all the childhood things. Maybe except for, I wanted to be a performing artist for a very long time as a kid, which is why I ended up in media somehow. So yeah, maybe acting, performing somehow. I don't know if it was a dream. It was more a like want, like a desire. Nyana. Like I won't feel like I didn't achieve or I didn't pursue my dream if I die having not acted in my life. It wasn't that deep. What would be your recommendation for brand growth on social media? Again, worst person to ask this. I've been doing YouTube for 20 million years. Instagram, same, since its inception. And I only have like a few followers. The reason for that is because I don't follow any of the guru stuff. I just depend on me. This is all I do. I have my personality, my energy, my vibes, my authenticity going for me. Consistency, not so much. I do things as I please. Like, I just don't follow any of the rules that I'm supposed to. I tried, but I was also like, I don't wanna. Just find a YouTuber. There's so many YouTubers who have a nice breakdown of how to grow on social media and that kind of stuff. That's never been my mission. In actual fact, like, I've been constantly thinking for the past few months about just like quitting it all, because there's a lot of it that doesn't serve me anymore, right? But chill, I'm not quitting just yet. I'll figure myself out. I think I might just need an elongated break rather. And social media is not going anywhere. And it's definitely like a currency these days, and moving forward it's going to be even worse. I mean, I think I was watching The Hollywood Reporter, and the actors were talking about how you also need to show now the number of your followers when you apply for jobs, and it works in your favor. So I'm not gonna quit because girl needs money and to continue to work in this industry. So however, I think I just need to reshuffle the priorities in that. This is not answering your question at all. Please, I'm so sorry. Wrong person to ask this question. Skis. Next question. Who is your favorite among your siblings? You are messy and you like division. Why, Unje? I love all my siblings and they're all my favorites equally. What do you think this is? Animal Farm? Wow, I'm old. Next question. Would you ever do a meet and greet with your subbies or just a young Zoom meeting? Yeah, meet and greets, do people still do that? To be honest with you, I was never going to do a meet and greet. I'm shy as a person. So if you meet me, I'll probably amp up my my energy so that I can defend myself. So I'm very hyper, and it's like, ooh, ah. When that's happening, no, I'm super nervous, super anxious, and just protecting my inner self. And having to do that with some subscribers, I'd come back home wrecked. But the Zoom meeting idea, do you want to organize it? Because that's another thing. Like, I don't know how to host people. I'm terrible at hosting. It gives me way too much anxiousness. I'd be stressed. I don't want to see people bored in my presence. Is it because I called them to come to me? Then I freak out and I have to perform this thing where I'm entertaining people and it's fun. But I think this would be cool if someone else organizes it though. If you're an event organizer person, please organize that. I'll definitely show up. We can play games, we can drink, we can eat, we can chat, we can therapize each other. That's dangerous. No, it's not good. Get a professional. But yeah, that sounds, Zoom meeting sounds freaking mint. I'd be up for that. That was the last question. Thank you so much for watching my videos all year. We've kept the pace going. It's been good. I know you love the queer content so much. I mean, my analytics tell me, and I think I'm gonna try and do more of that next year for you guys. What else? Yeah, have a safe Christmas. For those who are going home, enjoy it. If you decide to go home at last minute, do it. This is your life. You decide what to do when you want to do it. If you decide to be steadfast in your decision to not go, also do it with pride. Don't try not to feel guilty or bad. Be safe. Drink and be merry responsibly. And social distance. Wear your masks. Get the jab. Do the right things. I'll see you guys in January. Bye-bye.